Good evening, Nigar. How are you doing today?
Hi, Archana. Good evening. I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well as well. Thank you. Um, Before we begin today, I just want to place a few things. Um, you know, as we discussed earlier and you had consented, yeah, I have started to record this conversation and I just wanted to reconfirm with you if you're okay with that.
Yeah, that's okay. No problem. Go ahead.
Sure, sure. Um, Also, Nigar, what I wanted to share that the space and time that you and I will create today, is going to be a very safe, non-judgmental space. And I would also be submitting this for my ICF credentialization purpose to my mentor. Hope that is okay with you.
Sure, it's fine. Please go ahead.
Thank you. And if at any time during our conversation you feel there's a question you're not comfortable answering, addressing, it's entirely your choice, Nigar. Please take that call. Yeah, you have that freedom and that liberty.
Thank you so much, Archana, for letting me know. I really appreciate this.
Sure, sure. So how much time do you think we have for our conversation today, Nigar?
Uh, Archana, I think we have about an hour. I have to have some guests coming over in the evening. So, post an hour, I need to attend to that.
Sure, sure. So what is it that you would like to explore in this 1 hour with me today?
Yeah, so I think there has been something that has been kind of bothering me. And I thought I would talk about it today. So, Archana, I find it very difficult to say no to people.
Okay.
I struggle with this whole thing of, saying no. It's been kind of bothering me. And I thought I would talk about it today.
I'm curious to know a little bit more about this, when you say that you struggle to say a no. Can you share a little bit more here?
Yeah, so, when I have to say no to people, and especially if they are people who are close to me, they are my friends who are a part of my inner circle, people who are important to me. I really struggle to say no to them.
Okay. Okay. So what I'm hearing is that you're struggling to say no to people who are close to you, who are a part of your inner circle. Yeah, all of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there any specific example that comes to mind here, Nigar?
Yeah. So let me give you an example. And I think it happened about a week or 10 days back. A friend had called up and we were supposed to go for a dinner to another friend's place. She gives me a call and says that, can you come and pick me up? Now, this is something that we've all experienced it at some point or the other. But this friend now is not a very close friend. She's a decent friend. Now, going to her house meant that taking a detour of, say, around 20-25 minutes, picking her up, and then going to another third friend's place. Now, I wanted to say no clearly, but I just ended up saying yes.
And Nigar, what really happened after you said that yes?
Well, at that time, I don't think I thought much about it when I said yes to her. But while I was on the way to pick her up, it was then that I started, really beating myself up and thinking that, why did I say yes? I should have said no. And it's then that I started regretting my decision. So, these are just one of those few instances, Archana, where I can feel I should have said a no, and I struggle saying no to people, eventually end up saying yes.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that while you were sharing, I could see that you're not very, very comfortable in your body language also. Yeah, there was some freckles on your forehead. So tell me, Nigar, how are you feeling when you're just sharing this with me now?
Uh, Not good,
Mm-hmm.
not the best. I mean, I don't like it, not feeling too excited and comfortable that I've been saying yes to things when I clearly should have said no.
Okay. Hmm. So I'm hearing you're not feeling comfortable, not excited, you're not liking it. Okay. So, what about this is important to you, Nigar, that you decided to bring this for our conversation today?
Ashina, this has been, bothering me for quite some time now.
Mhm, mhm,
I feel like kind of struggling with it.
mhm,
And it's like I'm really stretching myself. So when I say yes to things, when I actually should have said no, I'm doing that and I'm taking the responsibility for someone else and I'm taking a task on my plate. Whereas I already have my own set of chores and tasks to do, and suddenly I become accountable for that particular task that my friend or any associate have asked me to do
mhm.
for people, and I'm supposed to take care of it, and they're expecting me to do that, and that now is bothering me. And I could have easily said, no, this I can't do it. At that point of a time, when somebody asks me to do something, there's this dialogue that goes on in my head, and that obviously I'm not happy doing these things. I'm asking myself this question: why did I say yes? I should not have said yes in the first place. So that's the problem.
Mhm, mhm. It's very interesting, Nigar, when I hear you say that there's a dialogue going on in my head. And, you said that I'm asking myself this question. Yeah. So let me
Mhm.
ask you this. So what's the answer you're getting, when you're asking yourself this question that why are you saying yes to all of this?
It said, why did I say yes? You know, it's only now that I'm talking to you, I'm kind of thinking like this. At that point, it is just that somebody asked me, can you do this for me? And I say, oh, yeah, yes. I don't think much about it at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I mean, it's only when I have to take care of it and I'm working, have to work towards it, that this thing in my head and this dialogue, in my head starts.
Okay. Hmm. Hmm. So, so what is this telling you about your situation, Nigar?
So what I think it's telling me is that I need to really, really think before I say a yes. I need to pause and not just blindly say a yes. I mean, I think that's, yeah.
Okay. I really noticed and saw your energy change. You sounded very confident while you were sharing that. There was a lot of conviction. Hmm. Hmm. So, what is that meaningful outcome that you're looking to achieve at the end of our conversation today?
So it would really help me today if I can, build my ability to say no, you know, figure out probably a way of how I can say a no,
Mhm.
in these situations. So when somebody asks me, to do something and I feel that I don't want to do it and I want to say no, then I should be clearly able to say no.
Hmm. Okay, that was convincing. Okay. And how would you know, Nigar, that you have achieved this ability to say that no?
So yeah, it's like if somebody asks me or requests me for something to be done or taken care of, and at that point of time in my head, I don't even need to bat an eyelid. And that, that determination and that conviction, which tells me that I don't want to do this and I should be saying no. And it is that conviction and that ability that I'm talking about.
Okay. Conviction and that determination. Okay, I hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this, Nigar. How would you know that you've got that conviction and that determination to say a no?
Well, at this point of time, I can't say for sure, but I guess I will know it. Yeah, probably it's going to be a stronger voice clearly urging me to say a no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. So let me just play back what I've heard so far. By the end of our session today, you want to kind of build your ability to say a no and get that determination and conviction to say that no. Is my understanding correct on this?
Yes, yeah, you're right.
I can see you smiling. Okay, sure. Okay. So let's imagine, Nigar, that you're able to say that no going forward. Okay. How do you think your life would be different?
It will definitely make me a lot happier. I will not be that discomforted or that feeling of, not feeling good or uncomfortable. And I think I'll not regret anything. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I can see a smiling face right now, Nigar. So
yeah.
Yes, I'm observing that, there's a lot of clarity in terms of what it will give you if you're able to say that no. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I'm curious that if you have that kind of clarity, what is really preventing you from doing that, Nigar?
Okay. Archana, I just find it difficult to say no. I'm like, so in my mind, the way I look at it, when, is that if somebody has asked me to do something, they're expecting me, to take care of it. And they think that I can do it. So if I say no now, what will they think? So, so these are the kind of thoughts that come into my mind. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking at that time.
Sure. Okay. Okay, so let's explore this a little further. So what I heard you say was that when somebody asks you to do something, they're now expecting you to take care of it. And therefore you find it difficult to say no to them. And earlier you mentioned that even when you don't want to say that yes, you end up saying that yes. And then later you beat yourself up for it, right? Why did you do it? Why did I do it? And so on. That's what I'm hearing. Is that correct?
Yes, Archana. Yeah. Sure.
So let me ask you this. How is all of this serving you, Nigar?
So, Archana, right now, it's not serving me well. Because when I'm saying yes to things, I'm kind of, overloading my plate. I mean, as it is, I'm a working woman, a mother, a professional. I already have too many things to take care of in my work front, in my home front, on my kids front. And now when somebody asks me that to take care of something, I'm adding that extra thing.
Mm-hmm.
And now I have become, accountable for taking care of those things. It's like I feel like, I'm stretching myself to take care of those things. And I think also there are times like the incident I just shared earlier with you of picking up my friend.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think now I'm sure she could have managed going on her own.
Hmm.
So these are the few things that I can do away with, in my life. It's not that I don't want to do it, but once in a while it's okay. But I think now it's happening a little too often.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Hmm. Sure. Do I have your permission to kind of share an observation here?
Yeah, sure, please.
So, what I am noticing, basis what I'm hearing from you, is that you have a very high awareness of, what is this yes doing for you? How is this saying a yes impacting your life now? Yeah, that's what I am observing here.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, so let's explore this a little more, Ringar. Now, when you make these decisions, or when you make decisions, how do you make those decisions based on some of the values that are important to you, Nigar?
So you mean you're asking how do I make my decision based on my values?
Yes, that's what I'm asking. General decisions.
Okay. Well, I definitely think when I am making these decisions, I'm very conscious and I'm very mindful of the fact that how will it impact my friends, my family, people who are close to me, people that I care for. So yeah, largely my decisions are based on being fair. I want to be fair, and also think that am I doing the right thing? So when I am taking a decision, I hope that I'm not hurting anyone. And I also think that I'm not compromising on any of my values while I'm taking that call or that decision. Yeah, all of it basically. So generally, that's how I take my decisions.
Okay. So I again, heard and noticed a lot of clarity there in terms of how your decisions are done. I heard things like being fair, doing the right thing, not hurting anyone. What are you discovering about yourself here, Nigar?
Well, really definitely tells me that I'm a very caring person. And in my decision making, people, my family, my friends, they play an important part, or rather, a very important part. And being fair is equally important to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see how important it is for you because again, you're smiling. So I get a sense that you resonate with it. Yeah.
Yeah. My general decisions. Yeah.
Sure. So I'm hearing that you make your decision based on your value of caring, being fair, all of that. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure. Uh, just before we go further, Nigar, I wanted to check with you. We are a good 20 plus minutes into this conversation. How do you think we are progressing, with your goal of, learning to say the no or building that ability to say that no?
I think we're really doing good. and I'm feeling comfortable. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you for sharing that. Okay. Now, in contrast to what you just said, you know, that you have a difficulty in saying no to people in your inner circle, your friends, all of that. How do you think that is compared to what you just told me in terms of how you approach your decisions?
Okay. I think what I shared is that I find it difficult to say no. So when I have to take a decision, whether I should say a yes or should I say a no, I'm struggling. And that's where this whole caring aspect part of me comes in. So if I say no, in some sense, in my head, they are all linked. That, if I say no, they might feel bad. What will they think? They might just think that I don't care for them, or maybe I don't want to help them. Yeah, basically, yeah. So that's
okay.
Yeah.
So, what will happen, Nigar, if they will feel bad?
It's important for me. I don't want people to feel bad on my account. So that really matters.
Okay, that really matters. Okay, so you're saying, what will people feel? What will they think if you said no to them? How true is that, Nigar?
That if I say no to them, what will they feel?
Yeah, that's correct.
I think they might not think anything at all. Now I'm thinking maybe it's just all in my head. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So, what is this telling you about yourself, Nigar?
So I think what I'm realizing is that my focus is so much on people, on their thoughts and how they feel and how they would feel, and I don't even know whether they are they are even thinking anything at all about it. But in my head, I think I clearly make a big deal about it. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So, I want to go back to that same question, Nigar, which is, when you want to make a decision, what do you follow or do so that you're able to stick to your values that are most important to you? And you can take your time and answer that for me.
Yeah, interesting. Okay. So, Archana, the first thing is that I want to be convinced, really convinced that this is the right thing I'm doing here. So, conviction, it's really, really, really important to me. My heart needs to be there. I should be wanting to do that. So, yeah, these are the few things that is important: the conviction to do it and the desire. My heart should be into it. Yeah, basically.
Okay. Yeah. I suddenly noticed a change in your energy. You sounded a lot more upbeat. Yeah, your energy was very, very high when you were sharing that. Okay. And I heard things like, I should be wanting to do it. my heart should be there, and I should be convinced.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me, then how difficult it is for you to say no when your heart is not there and you are really not wanting to do something?
I'm realizing now that I'm not considering or even thinking about myself there at the time when somebody is asking me for something, or when I'm taking a decision between a yes and a no. I'm thinking more about people. I'm not focusing on what is it that I want, or what is it that my heart wants to do. Yeah, so the focus is never there on me. I'm just thinking about what other people think or feel or want.
Yeah. Wow. I really want to acknowledge you for this realization, Nigar, that you just shared. Now, having had this realization that if I want to make a decision, then I must look at it from my point of view. Yeah, it needs to come from my heart. I should be convinced, all of that. So then, how difficult will it be for you to say that no if you were to base your decision on this principle that you just shared with me?
It's very interesting. You say this because I don't think I ever looked at it like this before. For me, making a decision, my heart needs to be there. I should be wanting to do it. And most importantly, I should be convinced that yes, I should do it. Then why am I finding this so difficult? And I think the answer that is coming to me now is that, when I'm making these decisions or taking these calls, I'm not looking inwards. I'm only looking outwards. I think when I'm saying that yes, instead of saying a no, the focus is so much more about them, about the people who have asked me to do the particular task. My friends, my circle, people I know. And it is not what I want. So clearly, yeah, the self-care piece is missing. Yeah, the focus on me, on my self-care, is not there.
Okay. So I heard something very important here. You said self-care is missing, focus on me is missing. Wow. How are you feeling as you come to this realization and you are just sharing this with me now?
Honestly, I'm really feeling a lot lighter. Yeah, and I never looked at it this way. I also think that there's hope. I can actually do it. Yeah, I should try it. Definitely. I should definitely try saying no. So if my heart is not into it, why am I there kind of, just pleasing people? I think it's also good to think about myself in the process. So as they say, charity begins at home. So I need to start, thinking and focusing on myself. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I like that metaphor or phrase that you use, charity begins at home. Okay. Interesting. Nigar, do I have your permission to push you a little bit further here?
Yeah, sure, please.
So, if you were to kind of make any decision without first considering yourself, yeah, or your position, how do you think that would impact you?
Okay. Like I said, I'm already taking too much on my plate. That's one. Second, I might really not be wanting to do it. So the motivation to do that will not be very high. And you know what? I'm fine taking that, and I'm not wanting to. I might just be over promising and under delivering. And that's something which I definitely do not want to do.
Okay. Okay. I really want to acknowledge you for that clarity with which you shared this right now. Hmm. So, Nigar, with this awareness, realization, how would you like to translate this realization and insights into actions for yourself now?
I think my approach would be that when somebody, my friends, are asking me or requesting me for something to be taken care of, I think I want to kind of really analyze, in my head. Look at these things, ask that question, do I want to do it? What is it that my heart's telling me? Is my heart into it? And if the answer is yes, then yes, of course. But if the answer is a no, then I'll go ahead and say no. And I think when I say that no, the focus would clearly be, and what is in it for me? What am I getting out of it? Which I now feel has been clearly missing here. Yeah, so I am thinking that it's okay to be a little selfish. I'm absolutely fine. I think I should be able to do it. This is what I see myself doing going forward now. Yeah.
Okay. You sounded very confident while you were sharing that, Nigar. Yeah. Focus to be on you. What's in it for me? Okay. What else comes to your mind in terms of what you can do?
Yeah, another thing which I think is coming to my mind is I never realized it earlier, this whole thing of making people happy and pleasing them and thinking about them so much. I have to stop doing that. I think I also have to keep myself happy. That's important. I mean, it's not that I don't do that, but I think at times I do get carried away. So I also need to stop getting carried away. I need to bring myself into the focus, into the picture. Yeah, I think now that's very important now.
Okay. I want to acknowledge you again, Nigar, for that clarity. Yeah, a lot of conviction in your voice when you were sharing that. At this point, I'm also very curious to know, when would you like to begin with all of, what you just shared right now and start working towards saying the no?
Okay, it's interesting. Well, as soon as possible, because I think it's long. It's like long, long overdue.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately, is what I would say, because as I said, it's causing a lot of stretch for me. Yeah, right now. Yeah.
Okay. 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 Yeah, I mean, that right now to me sounded like, you've just gone and done that. And, yes, that was the kind of excitement in your voice.
Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. Okay. And Nigar, let's presume that you have, when you've started taking these actions and you have started to say a no to your friends, inner circle for those requests and favors. How do you see yourself celebrating that?
Okay. Celebrating. I don't know that for now, but definitely, feel very good about it. Feel proud of myself. Yeah, definitely.
Hmm. You're smiling. I can see that. Awesome.
Yeah.
Hmm. And what kind of support you think you will need to work towards this?
Mm, I think I'm very clear now, Archana. It's my problem, and only I can truly help myself here. And I think I really want to do that now. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And yeah, I mean, when you've been sharing this, I noticed that conviction, that confidence, that clarity. Uh, do you foresee anything that might come in the way for you, Nigar, to kind of sustain these actions or this approach that you shared that you want to take?
No, no. I'm wanting to do this now, because clearly you know, this is going to make a huge difference to how how I'm approaching things. So I think, and I know that I'm a caring person, and that's important to me. So I'll always think about these people, my friends, my associates, my inner circle, who are asking me for a favor or a request and all of that. But I think I need to stop doing too much of that. What I realize is that some amount of moderation or a fine balance of looking at these things, and the important part of it is that looking at me, at myself.
Hmm.
Yes, so I'm quite determined to make that happen.
Okay. Yeah, you sound a lot more confident from the time we started and where
Yeah.
you are now. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. So then let's imagine, Nigar, after this conversation, okay, let's say tomorrow, a friend of yours calls you and says, Nigar, can you pick me up? And you have to go somewhere together, and she's asked you to pick her up. How difficult will it be for you to shift your mind at that point of time from a yes to a no?
Yeah, well, I would say I am now a lot closer, to kind of saying no now. So how I'll go about it is depending on what's coming. So what I'm asked to do, if I really want to do it, whether I would really want to go and pick up my friend, in this instance, when you asked, if somebody asked or somebody else has requested a chore, or if they want me to do it, do I really want to do that? These questions will come. Is that, do I really want to do it? And does my heart wants to do it? If I, if I have the desire and the willingness to do it and my heart wants me to do it, then yeah, I'll go ahead and do this for this person. And I'm feeling happy doing that. I'll also look at my schedule and my calendar and my other personal engagements. And I'll think if there's a taller bandwidth that I can take care of with this additional responsibility, I would say yes, of course. But yeah, now if taking that thing on my plate means that I am stretching myself, means that I'm not happy, and I will probably be regretting it later. And also taking that means that I would be compromising on some of, on my time, on my other engagements, or some other need of mine, whether it is my family or my kids or my work. I think I'm going to clearly say a no. Yeah, I'm clear about that.
I just heard a very confident Nigar there. And at this point of time in our conversation, how motivated are you to do this now?
Oh, extremely, extremely motivated, Archana. Very.
That's nice to hear. And I'm wondering, Nigar, is there any accountability matrix that you might want to consider, that could assure you to keep taking those actions?
Yeah, well, Archana, I really want to do this now. So in those moments, where there's a possible debate between a yes and a no happening, if I'm able to really first pause, second reflect, and then ask myself all these questions, how is it benefiting me? Am I happy? Is my heart there? And then take an informed decision of saying a no, if it is, no, and not just immediately say a yes, which I've been doing till now. So yeah, that is how I can hold myself accountable. And most importantly, I feel comfortable with doing this. Yeah.
Okay. How are you feeling when you're sharing with me now? Sorry.
Feeling relieved and good. And yeah, very relieved and good. Yeah. I also feel that this is very doable. I can do it. I think this whole thing, when I get myself into the picture, which I was not doing earlier, I think it just makes a huge difference now to me. I just realized that my focus was always, outward rather than inward. Yeah.
Okay. Sure. So, Nigar, we're nearly towards the end of our conversation. We're around 40 minutes plus into the conversation, I think by now. And, if you had to really summarize, what is it that you are learning and discovering about yourself from this conversation today? What would that be?
Okay. Well, Archana, I think now I'm very, very clear that when somebody asks me for a help or a favor, keeping my values in place, that I care. I'm a caring person. I want to be fair. I like to help these people, all of that. I think I'm going to look at it in a very dispassionate manner now. I'll not be getting, just carried away, but be very realistic about it now. Yes. Also now I'm going to ask myself a few questions. First is, do I want to do this? Or am I compromising on anything on my own self or my time? Maybe I'll ask myself, am I stretching myself? So I will look at all these questions and the answers, and then I'll decide. And if after looking at all of this, I feel that my plate is full, I'll be stretched by taking up another task, I know now I'm going to go ahead and say no, clearly a no. And
do you want to have some water? Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. No, I was just thinking, you've got me thinking about this. So yeah. So the other thing is that most important thing is I'm taking away is that what, from this whole just conversation that we are having is that I need to tell myself that take care of yourself first before you go out and you take care of others. So I need to bring myself back into the picture. Yeah. And I think I said before the conversation that, charity begins at home. So that's what I am really talking about. Yeah.
Wow. I like that, when you said, I need to take care of myself. I need to think about myself and get myself in the picture. Great. Is there something you want to acknowledge yourself today for, Nigar?
Oh, yeah. Two things. The first is the honesty with which I acknowledged, what was wrong, what was going wrong, and the action that I'm going to be taking, going forward from here.
Sure.
That clarity, is there. Yeah. So the path is clear.
Yeah, I can again see you smiling, and that's very nice to see. And I also want to really acknowledge you for that candid, transparent sharing, Nigar. The reflection that you did and the realizations that you had on the call. I think that was very, very powerful. So if I was to ask you at this point, how far or close are you now from achieving your objective that you had of building that ability to say a no? Where are you on that now?
Oh, very close, very clear, and how to go about it. This conversation has been really, really helpful, Archana. Thank you so much. I'm so motivated, to go and try. No, not try, definitely now say no. So thank you so much for that.
Sure. No, you're most welcome. So then, do I have your permission to close the call for today?
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome, Nigar. Thank you.